Hooray, you've made it through the first week of Lent. This Sunday we'll start our Easter journey by hearing about what happened on Thursday night of Holy Week, just 4 days after Jesus rode into the city on a donkey. Remember, at this point in the story, Jesus already knows his fate. He knows that he will die, and he knows that he'll be leaving his friends behind. But he also knows that after 3 days, he'll be raised to life again. But before all of that can happen, he wants to use Thursday night to teach his disciples a few more lessons.
That Thursday night, Jesus and his disciples, all 12 of them, sat down to eat the Passover meal. Passover is a special time in the Jewish religion, so this was already a special meal that the group would share together.
Before they eat, though, Jesus got up from the table, he gets a small towel and a bowl of water and begins to wash the disciples' feet.
Well, that's weird, right?
Not really. Jesus was going to teach the disciples a lesson about what it means to be a servant.
Back in Bible times, the people would all walk around with bare feet and sandals. And they didn't have clean roads made of pavement or asphalt.
Nope, they had dirt roads covered with dust and mud and sand. So when you got home at the end of the day, your feet would be pretty dirty.
Normally, it was the servant's job to clean the guest's feet before a meal. So you don't track all of that dirt to the dinner table? Well, instead of waiting for a servant, Jesus picks up the towel and the water bowl and begins to wash each person's dirty, stinky feet.
Well, this was very strange for the disciples. And when Jesus gets to Peter's feet, Peter stops him and says, "No way, Lord, you cannot wash my feet. No, no, no." Peter was so in awe of Jesus, he knew that Jesus was the Messiah, the special Savior they had been waiting for. He didn't want Jesus to do his job. He didn't want Jesus near his stinky feet. This was certainly not a job for the Messiah. But Jesus says, "You don't understand what I am doing now, but you will."
Well, then Peter got a little overexcited and told Jesus to wash everything. My head, my hands, my feet. Jesus must have laughed at that, but he says, "No, just your feet."
When he finishes and everyone's feet are clean, Jesus stands up to talk. He says, "I washed your feet because I want you to know that the only way to be a good leader is to serve other people."
Jesus didn't want the disciples to think that they were too important to do what needed to be done. A great leader leads by example, and that includes doing some of the least glamorous jobs, like washing people's feet.
This was one of the last really important lessons Jesus taught his friends. He wanted them, and all of us, to know that we agree to serve other people when we choose to follow Jesus. If we can't serve people, then we aren't really following him.
So, next time you have dirty feet, ask God to help you find ways to serve others.